Students, welcome to our 12th standard economics class. Today we are going to discuss about chapter 2 national income. Thing is, we will discuss about meaning of national income. It is given by one of our Nobel laureates, Simon Quiznet. Simon Quiznet said that national income means total money value of final goods and services produced in a country in a year. Explain about concept of national income. What are all the concepts given in our book is GDP, GNP, NDP, NNP, personal income, disposable income, per capita income, real income and the GDP deflator. Here now we'll see about the gross domestic product. Gross domestic product means total money value of all final goods and services produced within a country's border in a specific period of time. It's nothing but all the goods and service produced only in India, from India and within a country and within a boundary, within a border. So that is called as an gross domestic product. I'll explain the formula for GDP. GDP, gross domestic product, otherwise known as national income. It is considered as a national income also. So the Y refers income, that is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. C refers consumption goods. I refers investment goods. G refers government purchases. X refers exports and M refers imports. Our next concept is gross national product. I'll explain this GNP with the help of the formula. Look at the formula. GNP is equal to GDP plus factor payment from abroad minus factor payment to abroad. This is known as net factor income from abroad. That's why in our book it's given as GNP is equal to GDP at market price plus net factor income from abroad. Concept is net domestic product, NDP. The NDP is derived from GDP. GDP minus depreciation is equal to NDP. What is depreciation? Depreciation means wears out of machineries or become outdated of machineries every year is known as depreciation. Next concept is net national product, NNP. The NNP is derived from the GNP. So the formula is NNP is equal to GNP minus depreciation. Our next concept is NNP at factor cost. First, we all must know what is factor cost. Factor cost is the cost paid by the producer to the factors of production for their contribution in the production of the commodity. What is factors of production? There are 4 factors of production, namely land, labor, capital and organization. If you want to take land for your production, you have to pay rent. And if you want to get labor, we have to pay wages. And for the capital, it's interest. And for the organization, it's a profit. That is called as factor cost. So wages, rent, interest, profit is known as factor cost. So NNP at factor cost is derived from NNP at market price. NNP at market price is nothing but NNP only. NNP minus indirect taxes plus subsidies is called as NNP at factor cost. In this session, I explained meaning, definition, and some of the concept of national income. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss the remaining concept of national income and the method of measuring national income. Dear students, welcome to 12th standard economics class, chapter 2 national income. We'll see the part 2. The concept of national income is personal income and per capita income. First, we will see about the personal income. Personal income means the total income received by the individuals of a country from all sources before direct tax in 1 year. That is, the personal income received by the individual from all sources before deducting the payment of direct tax. That is known as personal income. The next one is in per capita income. What is per capita income? Average income of a person in the country for a particular period of time or a particular year. That is known as per capita income. Per capita income formula is national income divided by total population. Is disposable income. Disposable income is equal to our total income minus direct taxes. When direct taxes is deducted, that is known as disposable income. When the income along with the direct taxes is equal to personal income. Concept is real income. To know about the real income, we need to know about the nominal income because the purchasing power of the nominal income is equal to real income. The real income can be calculated based on the current price going on in the market. So the formula is national income at current price divided by P1 by P0. P1 is a current year, P0 is a base year. GDP deflator. What is GDP deflator? Is an index of price changes of goods and services included in GDP. That is nothing but impact of inflation on GDP. The formula is nominal GDP divided by real GDP into 100. Concept is method of measuring national income. There are 3 types of calculation of national income. One is production method or value added method, income method or factor earning method. The third one is expenditure method. Calculate the national income with the help of the 3 methods. You will get the equation output equal to income equal to expenditure. GDP by sum of spending, factor, income or output. We'll go from left. The equation, we have learned the equation just now. Output equal to income equal to expenditure. So GDP is nothing but our national income. So first I'll explain about GDP of value of output. That is, output comes from 3 sectors. One is primary agriculture sector, secondary sector. Secondary is an industrial sector, third one is in manufacture sector and the quaternary sector. The next heading is factor income. Income, how the people get income? Income raised through wages, rent, profit, interest as well as profit from private sector, rent or income from everything. It comes under that 4 heading: wages, rent, interest and the profit. The third one is an expenditure. Expenditure can be classified by these ways. One is consumption expenditure, investment expenditure, government expenditure, export, net value of export, import, changes in the value of stocks, GDP known as aggregate demand. All these is equal to one to another. That is, output equal to income, income equal to expenditure. Calculate the output of the animal husbandry, forestry, fishery, mining, etc. The calculation is based on the production with the market price. The calculation is based on the market price of all these commodities. And what are the things will be deducted when they calculate the output? The raw material, cost of raw material, process and production and depreciation allowances will be deducted from this method when they calculate for the forestry, animal husbandry and fisheries. That there are 64 agricultural commodities are taken into account. So they calculate the output of each commodities, gross value of each commodities, and they will calculate the area of cultivation. Everything will be taken into consideration, and certain things will be deducted from the product method when they calculate the gross value of 64 commodities. What are the things are cost of seeds, manures, fertilizers, market charges, repairs, depreciation from the gross value will be deducted when they calculate the output of the economy. To product method, this is otherwise called as an value added method. The market value of all the goods and services produced in the country by all the firms across all industries are added up together. So when you add all the output of the economy, example agriculture, fishing, mining, quarrying, and all these manufacturing, small scale industries, all these industries output added together will get the output of the economy. So we remember the equation output equal to income equal to expenditure. So all the output of the economy will be taken into account under this product method. Accounting, it is one of the limitation of the product method, because the product method is used in underdeveloped countries. It's a reliable one, and it is applied in what are all the things, and we have seen now agriculture, mining, fishing, everything. And what is problem of double counting when they calculate the output through the product method? The problem of double counting is the problem of estimating the value of goods and services more than once. For example, if you go for a two-wheeler industry, we'll take only the final output of the two-wheelers. Will not count the tires, and will not count the intermediates, and will not count the raw materials of the product. So we'll take only the final value of the product will be the good one in order to calculate the national income through output method. If you go for the output method, if you take all the value, all the output of each and raw materials, intermediates, everything, it will give you the double counting error and double counting and the error for the product method. The limitation of product method. Now only I explain the problem of double counting. The remaining things are, it's not applicable to tertiary sector. It's not taken into account of non-marketed product, and the self-consumption of the output will not taken into account. And one is given in your book, that is the durable goods not taken into account, and the sale and purchase of second-hand goods will not be taken into account. These are all given as a precautions in your book. Method of calculating national income is income method. Under this method, they'll calculate the wages, rent, interest and profit. That is the payment for factors of production is called as an income method. When you calculate all the value together, it will give you the national income of the country. So the formula is Y equal to W plus R plus I plus by plus R minus P. That is wages, rent, interest, profit, receipt and the payment. We see the types of income. This is factors income. The factor income can be classified into three. One is labor income, second one is capital income, third one is mixed income. What is labor income? The wages, salaries, bonus, social securities, welfare contributions, all are called as a labor income. And what is capital income? The profit, interest, dividend and royalty and the savings, everything is called as a capital income. And what is mixed income? Mixed income is earning from the professions. Professionals are earning the income, no, that is called as a mixed income. Included in the income methods are, first one is transfer income. What is transfer income? Pension, donation, allowances, scholarships, all these. So without working, if you get any income, that called as a transfer payment or transfer income. Second one is in the second hand goods sold is not taken into account, and windfall gains and lotteries income are not taken into account, and corporate profit are not taken into account because corporate profit is already added as a company profit. So these are the items are not taken into account when they calculate national income through income method. Expenditure method. What is expenditure method? The expenditure incurred by the society in a particular year is added together is called as a national income calculation through expenditure method. The equation is y equal to c plus I plus g plus x minus m. C is a consumption, private consumption, I is a private investment, G is a government expenditure, x minus m is a net export, and certain things is not included in the expenditure method. First thing is a expenditure on second hand goods. Second one is a purchase and share bonds in the secondary market. Third one is a transfer payment. Fourth one is an expenditure on intermediate goods. For example, farmers spend on seeds, fertilizer, that and all is not considered as an expenditure under this method. Concept is importance of national income. It indicates the prosperity of a nation. Growth in national income indicates economic prosperity. It indicates the standard of living of people of a country. It indicates the per capita income with which we can compare the level of development of all the country. Countries can be classified as a developed or developing or underdeveloped or based on their per capita income only. See, apart from this, what is given our book is that when we calculate national income, from that we can come to know about that how income is produced, how it is distributed, how much it is spent, how saved and or taxed. And the next thing is, from the calculation of national income we can able to formulate the national economic policies and planning, and monetary policy, fiscal policy and other policies can be able to formulate with the help of this calculation of national income. And the next one is, we can come to know the growth of income, output, saving and consumption, and we can able to build up the economic models in the short run and the long run. And the other things we have seen on the slide itself: comparison of national income, comparison of per capita income, comparison of welfare of the people, and distribution of factors of production, everything seen in the slide itself. Topic is difficulties of measuring national income. There are difficulties given in the chart. Look at the chart. Transfer payment, difficulties in assessing depreciation allowances, unpaid services, income from illegal activities, production for self consumption and changing price, capital gains and statistical problem. Transfer payment. What is transfer payment? For example, pension, unemployment allowances and subsidies, all these are considered as a transfer payment. And one more thing is, interest on national debt is also considered as a transfer payment. Second one is in calculation of depreciation and accidental damages and repairs, replacement of charges. It's not an easy task to calculate when we calculate the national income. Next one is an unpaid service. For example, the example what is given in the book is the housewife rendering the number of service for the children and for the family, and preparing meals, tailoring, mending, washing, cleaning, everything they are doing, but we are not taking as monetary terms because it comes out of love and affection. That's why it's considered as an unpaid service for the service of the housewife. Next one is an illegal activities: gambling, smuggling, illegal extraction of liquor. It is also considered as an illegal activities. So So it is purely an economic activity. It's purely there is a consumption and there is an want of a people, but it's not taken into account. Next one is in self-consumption. When farmer produces a product, he will keep some amount of product for his own family, for his own consumption. So the goods which is not comes to the market can be added with the national income or not. It's a big thing. It's a very big problem. Okay. Capital gain. What is capital gain? For example, I'll tell you, your property, your house, you have your own values. Okay, so when you sell all those properties, the value of the property has been increased, for example from 5 lakh to 10 lakhs. So the remaining 5 lakhs is considered as an capital gain that is not included in the national income. Next one is in statistical problem. The last one is in statistical problem. The statistical data are not accurate, it's not reliable one, and the people, the one who communicating with the public, when you collect the data, their languages, customs are varies, and the official inquiries are not a reliable one, and the people are mostly untrained or inefficient. So whenever they calculate the national income, definitely there will be a 10% of the error occurs in it. Sometimes overestimated the GNP, sometimes underestimated the GNP. The GNP is nothing but also a national income. The national income and social accounting. To know about the national income and social accounting, we need to know the transaction between firms, household, government agencies, rest of the world, and the capital sector. What is firm? A firm is a place where the production takes place, where the factors of productions are used, where the goods and services are produced. That's called as in firms. What is household? Household is a place where the people are buying the goods and service from the factory, and household is the people, the one who receive the payment for their service rendered to the factory. So there is an income flow between firm and the household. Next one is in government agencies. When we talk about government agencies, we have the three tier structure of the government agencies. One is central government, state government, and the local government. The main aim function of the government is to provide the defense, public health, education, and the other activities. And when we talk about post office and the railways, is not considered as a government sector, it is considered as a firm, factory. Okay, the next one is in rest of the world. What is the rest of the world means? The international economic transactions are all come under the rest of the world. So the export import transaction, external loan transaction, allied overseas investment income, and the payment, everything comes under the rest of the world. The one is not given in your picture, that is capital sector. What is capital sector? The banks, insurance corporation, financial houses, all those are considered as in financial agencies. It's considered as a money market. It's not considered as a firm. It's considered as a money market. This money market has give the service to the firms and the factory. So this is called as a national income under social accounting. What is national income and economic welfare? How the national income promote the economic welfare? First point is many things: pollution, cost, diseconomics of modern urban living, leisure, etc., that contributes to human welfare are not included in GNP. GNP may not accurately reflect changes in the quality of the product. GNP does not measure the quality of life. Income in the general price level would bring a fall in the economic welfare. If the net national product has increased on account of more production of capital, it will not increase on welfare. Welfare also depend upon the distribution of national income. The unequal distribution of national income decreases economic welfare. The explanation for this, first one is the country must be concentrate whether they are going to produce more capital goods or consumer goods. So when they produce more capital goods, or either they are going to concentrate on consumer goods now, then it is an one of the welfare. When they choose a consumer goods, it's a welfare to the society. When they choose a capital goods, it's not a welfare to the society. Next one is it creates a more number of environmental problem: water pollution, air pollution, soil pollution, everything will be created. And another thing is they'll produce only the war goods. What is war goods? Competitive goods only they'll produce it. They'll not produce the goods which is increase the national income. The next one is the per capita income, it may be be increased because of the women labor and child labor and other workers who were forced to work, but it's not merely increase the economic welfare of the society. There are three headings given in your book. The one is national income or erosion of national wealth. If the producer want to produce the goods, they have to use the natural resources, so it's created damages to the natural resources as well as it creates the loss of natural resources. It's not subtracted or it's not calculated in the national income. Next one is in national income in the terms of US dollars. When we compare our income with the US dollars, definitely it will be very low only. Next one is in social and the economic cost. Because of the more production, it creates a large amount of environmental and the social bads. It has to be avoided. With this lesson, we have completed this lesson. Because from this lesson, what are the things we have discussed? Just we will recollect it. First thing is meaning of national income and definition of national income, and what are the methods of calculating national income, and what are the problems of calculating national income, and what are the types of national income, and what is national income and accounting, national accounting and social accounting, and national income and the welfare. With this, this chapter 2 has been completed. Thank you all.